Welcome to NASDAQ Trade Talks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ. Joining us at the market site in Times Square, we have Gregor Watson. He's the co-founder of Roofstock. We're going to take a look at making real estate investing accessible to millennials and also fueling the FIRE movement. Gregor, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
At Market Site. This is an interesting platform. Tell us more about buying and selling SFR properties.
Yeah, so the idea with Roofstock is we were large global investors, and we wanted to create a more efficient, more transparent, and marketplace that actually democratized the way people could invest in real estate.
All right, so when you talk about the breakdown of home-time buyers and also buying out of state, 75% are first-time home buyers, 93% buy out of state.
Yeah, so what's interesting is before Roofstock, the investors would typically buy within about an hour's drive of their home. So they were highly correlated between where they lived, where they worked, and where they invested in real estate. And with Roofstock, we really broke down the geographic barriers. So the majority of our buyers are not only first-time buyers, but they're buying over 250 miles away from their primary residence.
So when you're talking about first-time buyers, you mean in investment properties,
Correct.
not necessarily
Correct.
their
We actually have a lot of first-time buyers that are renters in markets like San Francisco and New York. They're priced out of those markets, but they're able to buy either a share or a whole home in Dallas, Atlanta, another market where there's strong yield.
So how does that work then? You can have a number of 20 buyers within a home, or one person gets to make an investment in each property? Is it crowdfunding almost?
No, it's not crowdfunding. What we did is we tried to create the simplest way and the most accessible way for people to invest in real estate. So we've actually created a new product called Roofstock One, which you can see on our website. But the traditional marketplace was really designed with getting rid of all of the friction and costs associated with buying and selling and providing a more transparent way to invest.
All right, you also say that investing in real estate is a numbers game. How do you know which property is the right one for you?
Yeah, no, look, it's not easy, right? But the number one responsibility of Roofstock is to provide that clarity of what the return expectations are, what neighborhoods look like, and then provide a variety of investment opportunities. So the ability to actually look at a Pittsburgh market versus a Denver market versus a Dallas market is a huge, huge step forward in investing in real estate.
All right, let's spend some time on fueling the FIRE movement, somewhat of a controversial investment strategy. How does Roofstock help the FIRE movement?
So what we've done is we've democratized real estate. So you now as a retail investor can compete with the likes of Blackstone. So you have all the tools, you have all the data, all the knowledge that the big players have, and you get that access and that cost advantage that they have for a fraction of the dollars that typically need to be invested. So the FIRE movement is about saving and investing for the future. I think it's a noble goal. I think it's you need to, if you look historically at what is the number one driver for retirement, it's savings. So in addition to savings, it's finding good investments that have off-market returns and that are uncorrelated. Investing in real estate has always provide superior returns.
The pushback to that is a lot of younger people, millennials, Gen Z and so forth, they've been big participants in the FIRE movement. They've also never really lived or have invested through a market like we saw in 2008, 2009. There's virtually a decade of a market going from the bottom left of the chart to the top right. How do you think they would fare should we return to that cycle? And we will at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing that's interesting about single-family rental is when we went back and we looked at all the data, during that downturn, during the Great Recession, we actually saw yields above the cost basis of those homes increase. There was no new construction, there was household formation, so you saw pressure on rental housing. So we look at rental housing, if you have a long-term hold perspective, it's a great yield vehicle.
All right, interesting. Certainly the search for yield is
it's everywhere.
It's so low right now, it's everywhere. Thanks so much for joining us at Market
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for joining me on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ.